with like Vici Gaming, you're able to have someone like ROTK that just really becomes that backbone. We talk about these teams changing players, transitioning to a new DPC season, how they remain good. What's he drafting for them? Things which are so easy to execute, and things that play to his player's strengths. Like, okay, Ori Huskar, you go ham, it's going to be fine. And it feels like the old dog really understands how to work with a new team. It's something I think a lot of Chinese teams are really, really good at. But when you got someone like ROTK there in the coach seat, it just makes it so much easier.
Dota can be improved much like your life if you kiss it, Toby. Keep it simple, stupid, all right? That's all you gotta do. Make sure that your lineups have that ease of execution that anybody can play the more complex lineups, but you can't play them up to 100% efficiency quite as well. Whereas in this case, the only person on Vici that's really got like a tall ask is going to be the Tidehunter, and timing is Ravage. Everybody else, just play around, let the game and the fights develop in front of you, land your stuns, burst down big targets, you know, let Ori's Huskar have the space to do some work. Bottom lane, this is going to be dangerous. This is Gush level 1. That's an Ember with 2 armor. That's -4 on the Gush. This is very dangerous if they fight here.
Yeah. How fast do you go with Sleight of Fist? Disruption already going to happen here from DY. That's going to combo easily with the Light Strike Array with the Gush, and Solo, he's dead. Welcome to game 1. I think it's time to recalculate those odds. Vici Gaming off to a good start, and it feels once again too, it's the simple combinations. They can move it between all the different lanes as well. It's just easy to execute, easy to maneuver draft from Vici. Not that I want to start talking like this game is over. There's still other things that VP are capable of doing, but it does feel like they're having to do it the hard way, not the easy way.
Oh yeah. Trust me, it's hard. Never mind, we're not gonna go off that point. Let's get into the game here. I really want to watch this mid lane specifically because this is where you're gonna need to see no one make some moves. CS-wise, he might be able to stay even. But he picks up the first salve. He'll have to keep spamming them to sustain in the lane against Story. So he's got to be cautious here.
He can also be cautious for save. Already forced out the top lane to pop off that salve. It's a simple combination every time you got disruption of disruption into the split earth for all the damage that you want.
And this has got to be, I believe, Resolution's first game ever on Centaur. I mean, maybe he played it 1 or 2 times out of the safe lane, but this is the first time I've seen him in a game as like the offlaner. I'll be curious to see how he performs.
Yeah, as opposed to just something like a Lashrak who's like, oh, you know, I actually can push. I can do different things. I can be the aggressor. Because Resolution was the highlight player. Still remember his run with Team Empire back as the previous TI, where it was all just like, okay, Resolution, what would you like to play? What would you like to carry on? You be the superstar.
I mean, that was a bit different, though, to be fair.
Hey, Mr. Stand-in.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They were playing, you know, life is much easier. It's easy to perform with no fear. That's just how it goes. If you're scared, if you got those happy feet, you just don't have that same level.
Ori? Okay,
what?
He skills up the inner fire. He's going to push back no one. He was pretty low, and no one thought he had something. Manages to at least lose the aggro of the tower, but 4 burning spear stacks. It won't be enough to kill him. And he'll end up just salving up as Ori fights in the tree lines. DY on the retreat from Resolution and save. Courier is finally bringing out a salve, but it's still going to take some time, but you don't really care if you're Ori. He's still got a base regen of like that 11.5. It's starting to drop now.
Take the salve off. Gotta be careful not to get a cancel. He's gonna be fine. Yeah, this lane will stabilize a bit for Ori now. Bottom's very good.
Nice Light Strike Array. If they can keep the control up with the Anchor Smash, not enough damage into Solo instead. Epi Kid, he can just keep going.
Nice juke on the stun. Yeah, they're doing a good job. If they had landed a stun earlier on the Ember, they would have had a secondary kill. Slight miscue there, but the thing is, this lane does not get easier for VP as long as they're behind in the mana war. Also, Coddle Ember is just such an odd lane combo. You're gonna get the spammed out slights, sure, but look at the amount of damage pressure that Vici lineup's got. 2 points Gush, by the way, on Zhao Yi. He is here to dominate this lane. Top lane, they get saved, trying to interrupt the pull.
Yeah, a little too easy on again. Disruption. Answer. No one has left the middle lane now. I think he's got much of a choice. And you are right that that spam is nice from the Ember Spirit, but it's only gonna be nice once Solo's got some more levels in it.
God,
an 18-second cooldown for it, and then the Dragon Slave from Lina with a 1 point up in inner fire. He's gonna come underneath the tower, trying to hit the Light Striker right, able to do so, and actually takes him down, getting the kill before his own death, which means Solo gets, well, really nothing.
That was sick. It's actually a crazy lane in concept. Like, Tide traditionally was this defensive offlaner, just this fat watermelon. You'd have to just poke and prod, never actually burst. Whereas now, when he's going this 2-0-2 build, that's so much physical damage.
Ooh. I like that with the Blinding Light, pushing him back in range of the tier 1 tower. Zhao Yi, as we've now been told, he's pronounced, not Zhao Yu.
Yeah. And this build, this Coddle Ember lane is great if you can play aggressively, like 2-on-1, but you have no survivability. And these two heroes pump out, they both have 2 different spells that deal damage. Like, plus a ton of stun and slow, the minus armor on 2 heroes that both go to negatives. This is a tough one for our boys in orange. Used to be purple, back to the traditional colors, thank the Lord.
It's all right, they'll change it again once the season's right. For the 5-minute rune, Solo, he could have grabbed both, he would have lost his life if he tried to do that. So they'll just be happy with the 2-2 trade-off. It's nice when you're able to run this safe lane Leshrac and actually get him bottle charges as well.
I love
decided to build into.
Pick up the bottle, heal yourself to full, grab a rune, you have a full bottle still. It
and
already
also support
pays
DY.
for itself. Yeah.
Like, give more mana for this combination to work, because you still supports the heroes too.
Now mid lane, look at, you can see that's the disparity is Ori has 16 denies in comparison to the Kunkka's 1, and that's where you get punished as a melee hero going up against Huskar. You're forced to leave the lane as well once the Huskar hits 6, even though Ori skipped the ultimate. He's gonna farm jungle and lane. Stacks already coming out from the Shadow Demons. Well, I wish more 5s did this. I think heroes like Shadow Demon, like Venge, should really be abusing this ability to always efficiently double stack. You get so much bonus gold once you stack the creeps. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to make money as a 5 nowadays. Like, let me get it. And everything's so cheap, too. So the idea that every stack kind of just pays for a ward. Now you're free to buy actual items. It's good times.
Solo's going to make his way up towards the top lane. They're going to try and have a crack here at Eurus. DY is nearby, and Eurus is already feeling it as well. They back off quickly. Virtus.pro actually scanning the bottom lane to see if Ember is wanting to retreat.
Even though it's just a 4-1, it's a 2k gold lead for Vici. The CS is a bit misleading. And they are also the ones with more formidable side lanes in the sense they just have that natural survivability. Ember Spirit, level 5, has the maxed Flame Guard at the moment, but...
And they're really under that tier 1 tower. Wolfstorm comes out. Level 2 Fade Bolt's already being committed. And who really has the advantage underneath this tower? No one. They'll all just decide to back up.
Now Ori's getting super fat, just always farming this one jungle camp above his mid lane and getting near every creep.
3.2k net worth, gonna go in for the armlet to begin with. Oh, they really are going on Epi Kid as well on the bottom lane. Zhao Yi's in pretty deep. TP already out from the Lina, trying to just escape back out. Tidehunter will have to play it his own way, but with the arrival of no one, there's too much damage.
Or is there?
All right, he's got 1 stick charge. He'll burn it quickly. He's got some phase boots for the speed.
No.
Continues to run clear of the Keeper of the Light who TP'd him. And then there's a movement also there from Ari if he wants to try and save his Tidehunter. And he's just going to walk it off. It's like a stitch.
Well, that's what we call hashtag space created, Tobes. You get 4 heroes stuck on their own side of the map, even forcing a couple TPs. That's the dream.
Especially the big one. Like, this is going to create more distance between the Kunkka And the other calls of Vici Gaming, who are already branching out ahead. Like Tidehunter goes for his long walk. He's at 3.1k net worth, 3.7k over on the Husker. You know, in the last game, I felt really like there was something that Virtus.pro could do. They're going to give it a shot right now on Ori. Pops the inner fire. We'll see how tanky he will be with Helm. And now Ravage. He'll trigger over on 3, allowing Ori to get up the hill. Stampede as well. Man, they really want to commit to the fight, but Ori is very happy to stand himself.
I'm surprised he didn't just turn and fight there. With the maxed out Berserker's blood, I actually think he might have been able to turn it. But either way, you trade a Ravage for a boat. Big rotation coming out from VP. And once again, they make a move into this mid lane early, and it goes wanting as top aggro Glyph. They're going to pressure with the Edict.
And now they're going to kill Resolution if they can. Try and start up with the catcher. Disruption. It's not enough mana. We're short by 10 mana when he threw out the first catcher.
Don't think there would have been enough mana to close, especially with the hood on the way. But either way, mid lane, no one, forced to teleport out. Now that Ori's got the ultimate skilled, he can apply that pressure from afar. Get on top of him. 4 wards placed by VP, all trying to control this mid lane. They are terrified of Ori and where he might move onto the map. Looks like he'll be headed towards top lane. You want to control those bounty runes. You need to see the line drawn on the map. I'm actually just stopped for some stacks. They already got both bounties bottom and a third up top, so ideal for Vici. They're going to claim 3 out of 4.
Oh, so he's going to give it a shot, but Disruption. Save just walks in. Resolution realizes there's nothing he can do here. That is one very dead Rubik. And it seems like life's getting harder and harder for these Virtus.pro supports. The difference in net worth, like PYW actually got a hell of a lot on the map too. Like he actually just had the bottom lane while the rest of VG Gaming were going for their Wonder because he also TP'd out, didn't die. He's almost got as much net worth. Like, okay, he's 600 behind that of the Ember, but he's the combination of the Rubik and the Coddle almost.
And I love Lina as a 4. Well, you really just need these arcades, because now you're able to self-sustain and farm around the map. Top lane,
beautiful Blinding Light. Actually pushed Eurus into Resolution Self Stomp, but they brought 4 heroes to find that kill on the Lash.
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely dangerous, VB, just because they're a big playmaker. Epic Kid, he's forced to get involved, sure, but he just doesn't have the farm.
No one really trying to find enough damage. Burns everything to try and kill that Lina.
Armlet on the way for Husker, and he's already moving towards the top lane. This is a very fortuitous timing.
No, they caught SD out already. Disruption from DY. He'll get a little bit more distance. Got 9 one-charges available too. He's going to burn them so he stays alive through the Illuminate.
Ori's coming. Somebody play the Jaws theme. This is going to get real scary for VP if they don't get the hell out of here quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry, do we have soundboards? I would like soundboards. Soundboards are now requirements for casters to be entertaining.
For some of them, at least.
Ember sees it and backs off. I don't know if they looked quick enough to see the reveal of the armlet. But either way, Virtus.pro pushing another tower is going to be a little bit more difficult. But they are the ones to at least level up the towers with 1 apiece. Both safe lane towers down.
Bottom lane. Nothing really happening. Rezo just finally getting some space to recover. You hate to see the arguably tankiest hero on the team forced to static farm bottom side, but that's what you're left with. On occasions such as this, VP all constrained on their own side of the map. As Vici, I think, should be looking to make a move shortly. They've got Ravage, level 6 on the SD. And look, yeah, the Ravage is coming up
right behind
Oh my God, the positioning.
If he just burns it right now, Blind Light pushes it back, but Ori's ready to fight. Starting over on the Kunkka with a Will-O-Wisp. Solid tries to create some space, combining with the Stampede. They'll get some level of distance as Rubik keeps the SD under control underneath the tier 1 tower. VG, they're taking too much damage. Epic Kid tried to get through the rear. Another Blinding Light. VG having a hard time getting their damage output in, but now the sustain, they just keep going. Push him back, another inner fire, creating more space. Kunkka, he'll be the first one to go down. No one has buyback available. Eurus got through another one too, and Resolution, he's burning. 2 is the hero he played in game 1.
That was, I mean, the fight, you can see Vici, they just wanted to fight at any cost. The Ravage was great. The positioning was excellent. It was too early, of course, but it gets the fight going. That's key. And Vici are able to take a huge advantage now in this game. Once again, they take out the mid tower first, as there still stands at near full HP. This is ideal. You can have an Aether Lens complete on your Lina. It is 13 minutes into the game. You've got 4 cores to 3.
And this is just so many other heroes from VG that can be effective on the map compared to Virtus.pro, who just seem to always be in this defensive kind of mood. It's like what VG did in game 1, right? Like, we have a battle around a tier 1 tower. What are you going to do about this? Okay, you're going to come and defend? Sure, give it a shot. But is there something the VP can work to that makes this work? Like you're getting a Spirit Vessel from No One as his item build. He's doing a quad stack of Ancients at the moment. That
never feels good. And I know that Kunkka can utilize it in his item composition. I understand, but this is No One on Kunkka. You know, this is the guy that popularized that DK Kunkka double bracer Radiance build. And now all of a sudden he's going for this like tier 3 utility item. And who's supposed to pick up the slack in terms of DPS output? Your Ember's not even got drums as we approach 15. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Toby, I don't know.
Thanks, Kyle. Thank you.
No problem.
Spirit Vessel, Spirit Vessel and drums are the items your calls are working on. It's like, yeah, they need a little bit more time. Meanwhile, one of the big items that we flagged before, not to mention Tidehunter, Xiaoyi being a little bit too far out, but he's got extra help. DY is going to be there. Ori's already moved over. Same with Alina. The Will-O-Wisp comes down. Solo, I really don't know if you want to try and fight this one. Tidehunter is Ravage in 3, 2, 1. He's ready to go, especially when Eurus is able to land that stun. Xiaoyi, he's able to get the stun. Actually hitting all 5 heroes and dodging the attack. Living through the tree lines. Here comes Ori. His life break forward. Resolution trying to get them all back out there with the Stampede. Thanks to their observer ward, they at least can see Vici coming, but what you can see, you can't stop.
Bounty runes have spawned bottom. They've already claimed both top. Alina from Vici. Go grab those. We'll see. And yeah, as you say, like, they're trying their best on VP, but they just don't have any damage, man. These cores are too tanky.
Now, at least,
what?
With the Stolen Splitter stun, the ST as well as Alina. Hey, you want a freebie? We got vouchers.
Questionable movement from the supports. Not sure if a Centaur should be able to stun 2 heroes without setup, but...
Oh, it wasn't even Centaur, it was the Rubik. He had Split Earth stolen. He used it on them sitting on the high ground. They didn't see him. Now Ari's going to hang around and just try him man up. He's trying to go full Arteezy, but doesn't have enough life to do it, all the space. And it seems we have ourselves a game getting a little bit closer with VG Gaming losing 3 heroes in 1 minute.
However, they did claim all 4 bounty runes, so the gold loss is not felt in terms of the net worth charts. They still obtain both, or all 3 rather, top positions of the net worth. Now no one's
Resolution comes towards the mid, DY. They try to start this over on No One. The ship's coming in, and with the X mark, they'll pull back DY. And this opens up the opportunity to attack into the tier 1 tower, but the Lina is still very, very good at cleaning up waves.
He is. They gotta be careful mid. There's a Tidehunter with a pipe and a Ravage in
coming
50
around
en route.
His Ravage is on cooldown for 50 seconds, but that won't stop him from walking into the middle of Virtus.pro, who will pick him up, throw him back down again, missing on a couple of their stuns, but it looks like they got extra control for days. X-Mark will pull him in too. Eurus will arrive. The Will-O-Wisp trying to create a little bit of extra space. Resolution cops the Laguna Blade, still surviving through all of this one. No One. Eurus is now focusing him down. The Stampede, No One needs that distance. He has no urn charge. He's got absolutely nothing. The lightning will slow him down quickly, and a blinding light creates a little bit more space.
Oh, and I
They'll get rid of the observer ward.
Yep. Solo was aware. He saw that split lightning. He's like, wait, that's not cool, man. I know what's up here. Immediately puts the sentry down. I'd like to see that. I did not see it much in the qualifiers. You would see obvious wards that should be dewarded, just ignored blatantly by 5 positions. Too intent on farming more gold. You got to be selfless. And if anyone knows that, it is Solo, the man who popularized the now famous buyback into fight around the Roche pit.
These TPs. That one's not going to happen here for Eurus, but DY is going to be there. Can't save his teammate, but Zhao Yi moving over. So is the Lina. Under another X marks the spot. DY will be pulled back in. No one doesn't really want to fight, but he'll turn around anyway. Tidebringer up so he can at least pick off the SD.
This is the VP I've been missing, Tobes. Like, this is what we're talking about.
Is it the VP?
You run it up. You go for it.
I don't know if this is the VP you've been missing, considering I don't think Resolution has actually landed a Hope Stomp in the last, like, minute and a half. He was missing him in the mid, he's missing him on the bottom, and Vici Gaming can seem to run into the middle of him.
Intimidation factor.
Oh,
all right?
okay. Are we alphaing this, are we? Is that what this is?
Look, they're just continuing. Just keep getting more. Never stop, never stopping.
Yep. As long as they have the damage output. Zhao Yi walks it off.
There is a Ravage. You got to be cautious, but I like what VP is looking to do. You got to just play aggro with these heroes. You're not going to win the farm game against a lineup comprising of a Huskar and a Tide, who at some point you're going to get this BKB on Huskar. Like, that's when things get real spooky as we approach Halloween season for VP.
It's 200 gold for that some point. The BKB is almost here.
Yeah, that's go time. That's when you're going to see a smoke. The thing I love about ROT-led teams is that they do the little things right. You're going to see him. He's got 15. Going to get the BKB. There'll be a smoke on the courier as well. And Vici are going to look to make something happen around the 20-minute boundary and spawn. It's perfect timing.
Meanwhile, the rest of, Virtus.pro. Push out the top, get some support, some levels. Vici Gaming. Like, if they're gonna commit, like, it's like, what, the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, which is already pretty low, so that's a pretty welcoming target. And you've already got the Yule Scepter over on Lesh, so he feels a little bit more comfortable.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ah, here they come.
Yep.
And Coddle comes a little too close. Sorry, he doesn't keep the vision up. So, no target to jump to. And Lesh with the BTs is able to defend the top lane against the Rubik. Already going to set up with the Yule Scepter into the split earth, and we'll see what Rubik's got as an answer. Nothing. Nothing is the answer.
That's,
you know, the early bots here, a huge fan of. Whenever you can get this item early on the core Lesh, you just feel so good because all of a sudden you're getting like this entire, that kill, the whole top wave, that's all bonus.
So, flooding lines back, PYW, so he's able to take the bounty room, but the courier is stalking him. Solo knows if he turns to attack the courier, he's going to die anyway. Now the SD's coming over, the Shrag's coming over. 4 heroes together. Okay, let's just say, okay, I don't need to be there for this one. Space has been created. Bounty runes have been stolen.
And there's the smoke. You go back up your Huskar, who's all the way bottom lane. This is a bit of a weird play from Vici, though, because the lanes aren't pushed is the problem. You've got Ember Spirit top with the defensive remnant at all times, constantly forcing this top wave into the tier 2. Bottom was just shoved out hard by Rezo. They did a nice job of controlling the waves. You can't fight Vici right now, but you can farm. You just got to keep him chasing you, like Jerry does Tom. I miss cartoons, man. That made the good old days. Sorry, I just got flashbacks to Looney Tunes. Stop looking at me like that, Toby.
Hey, I like Animaniacs. For anyone who has any idea what the hell that is.
Ags is going to be the next choice on Huskar. I don't see that very often. Just increases the damage dealt, lowers cooldown on the ultimate.
Wonder why he actually chose that over everything else that could be.
Yeah, it's a really good Satanic game. That's an example. Just go straight in middle.
Oh, yep, okay. Blink Dagger over on the Tidehunter. Can believe he can solo kill solo. Huskar not wanting anything to do with it. They were actually farming. Meanwhile, no one BKBs. And TP's away to safety. That's his 10-second BKB burnt. And Rezo's like, he really wants to have a Blink Dagger of his own. Like, that top kill would be impossible.
Yeah, it's the same deal as the previous game. You're playing against an SD, this Lina, 1140 HP on Lina. If you can just blink on top of her with Rezo, follow up Torrent into Whiplash from the Kunkka, like that's just a kill.
As he really knows how to bring the tide. Huskar, is this, yep, that's what he wants. Into Roshan they go. At the same time, very difficult. No one. He's already going to X-Mark. So he can X-Mark and Torrent and just see what's going on. Relative safety. Vici Gaming have a very good observer ward that's also down. It's just a little bit further up near the shrine. So it's actually managed to dodge the 2 sentries. Oh, never mind. That sentry just caught it on the edge.
They've got Blink up as well on Rezo now. Maelstrom on the Ember Spirit. We've seen the new Liquid use this combo quite a bit with the Cuddle Ember, where you just slight immediately, Chakra, and to slight again. Tons of damage output. Vici, they want to force a fight right now, but you can't just stand in the choke point. You got to make a move like this. Smoke around, try and find a pincer, get some sort of initiation to give yourself an opening. Now he's going to run straight to the Rubik.
But he's into the trees. They don't have the vision to get the jump. And a torrent, able to create a little bit of extra space. Another blink forward. Zhao Yi, unable to find these targets.
Long fights.
There will be some side lane pressure at least, but you see Eurus as well as no one. It's like if the Shrek wants to push just one wave too far, they're ready to fight.
Yeah, but I like this. They push out bottom. Eventually, you force someone to show, and now you get into the Roche pit. Already at half HP. Solo.
The Solo's back at it again.
No.
He's put the Will-O-Wisp right in the middle of the pit, trying to play around it.
It even works on Roshan. I didn't know that.
Oh. I like how he also like crouches down, being pulled into the vortex. Yeah, but Roshan's dead. They got some information, but yeah, Virtus.pro understand there is no stopping this. But with the Invis rune from Lina, more information, doesn't have the Eul Scepter available, but is more the scouter, following resolution as best she can.
Now with the Aegis, you can play way more aggressive. Invis rune on the Lina. He's hunting Rezo bottom. Teleport coming in already from the Tide. They need to land this stun preemptively. Nope.
Oh, Gush, Stampede away, and Disruption from DY. Had just enough mana to get that off. Now hit the LSA and every bit of damage they've got to get through the 2-1-4-0.
That is, yeah. Good dotes from Vici, playing around the map. Again, the bounty runes spawning. They're going to be able to control these two. Huskar mid, shoving that wave alone because he's got Aegis. You already got both towers dead bottom. Your Lesh has got a Kaya, soon to have a BKB. Things are going well, but you got to make sure you hit your timing.
It is still feeling like Ember is getting more and more space, so he's able to keep this split lane going. Yeah, he doesn't have BTs, but for the moment, he's just been hanging around the top lane anyway.
This isn't the old Ember of way back when, where you'd go for the the bots, double Battle Fury, Daedalus. You're gonna get space, but his next time is BKB. It's not damage yet, and that's what they're gonna need to kill these Vici cores. Like, look at the HP pools on Tide and Huskar.
Yeah. I just miss all the old builds, even the crits that would come on a Kunkka, like the Shadow Blade as well as Crystallis, and then you can just like get like one hit down the supports if you get the target right. Now it's BKB, it's Spirit Vessel. Mass sentries being planted around. Everyone's looking to see him before the fight begins. Information that will win you that engagement. Epic Kid needs to get out of top lane right now, but barely missing from Eurus. He guessed right, he knew where he'd be farming, just one pixel too far to the left.
Alas. It's again, it's Vici, they swarm so well around the map. They're playing one lane, they're immediately into the other. They still have heroes in the third, shoving it out, trying to ensure that they can throttle VP, find openings to get on top of structures. It's really cool. BKB now finished on Eurus. He's going to run straight out of the base, look to join up with his team. Probably, yeah. He'll go to bottom first, then TP wherever. The rest of the squad already top.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Resolution.
Tower is under attack.
He's currently doing a survey of the northern kingdoms.
Middle tower has fallen.
Anthony to try and slow down this pressure, but you've still got a creep wave and a half for VG Gaming to help them push in. Solo's trying to do something about it, but he's out too far. Trying to get back underneath the tower, but you've got Catcher on him, you've got 2 stacks of poison, and you got a Tide Hunter.
Now you got creeps in the base too.
They back ready to fight. Epic can't TP over. Epic Kid doesn't have a TP available. Centaur doesn't have a TP available either. They have to walk their way back to base. No one will be there to help with the defense. Fortification from Vici kept their creep wave alive a little bit longer. They're really trying to buy more time with the blind life. Oh boy! No one!
He had BKB. He has buyback, but damn.
Had no life. Are they willing to sacrifice this? The melee rank's taking a hit. They're pinging out the fact that ward was placed. It's only a sentry, however.
Tier 3 is the big win, Toby. We learned this at TI. There's just too much gold in these shrines. Creeps are not strong enough. And look at this kill. Immediately the stun from a mile away, and he's just dead immediately. The follow-up from the Lesh, immediately, you've got no Kunkka. Now you've got 2 buybacks down on VP, and there's still the entire Vici lineup ready to fight. They didn't squander anything big. They stood BKB up in 30 seconds. Aegis will persist for another 50, but you know, you've got what you came for. You've got a Shrine, you've got a tier 3. The gold lead just jumped up to 11 from 6. It's all about the slow and methodical victory for Vici Gaming.
Feels like a rinse and repeat of the strategy, the focus of this team. And Virtus.pro, that aggression that you said you wanted to see from them is pretty much subsided.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we got ourselves a Spirit Vessel, let's get charges. Nothing to really gain on this map apart from waiting for Vici Gaming to come in to fight you, and even then, like, that's a telltale sign. No one, BKB TPing out in the trees. Lina stuns the area like 1 second after the TP was done, but you can see the mindset. And then all that can happen is like Epi is trying to push out the top lane as far as he possibly can. The Aegis is timed out. So VG's ticket of aggression is starting to slow down. So the fight's not impossible for VP to win. Just very, very difficult.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Wow, Toby, you make it sound so promising.
Yeah, I meant to be the optimistic one, right? Like, you're meant to be the negative one.
I mean, the problem is they just can't make plays. If you don't have better team fight, and you don't have vision on the map, which at this point they actually have none outside of the one ward placed within their own base.
They're going to give it a shot anyway. They 4-man smoke up. Vici Gaming are right next to them. They smoke as well. They're trying to hide near the tree. Smoke's going to break over on Solo. If he's the first one, jump that Will-O-Wisp needs to be their controller. Hofstomp, double. It is going to be in there for a resolution with a Will-O-Wisp. The control is good. No one. Also dropping down the boat. They'll buy more time, but so will Xiaoji with actually getting that big ravage into the back lines. We still need to find ourselves the kills. The fight splits into 2 different parts. It will be the leader to die first, and they're going to stay on those supports of VG Gaming. Virtus.pro with their 2nd kill, but now it's Eurus' turn. Epi Kid, that BKB wearing off in a second. Husker, he's a huge target. They're able to get through him. He couldn't toggle with that permanent stun the Virtus.pro were looking for. Xiao Yi still nearby. Sleight of fist searing, just holding him in position. X mark, wait for that torrent. Now it will come back, but defensive disruption from DY. Protecting the Tide Hunter with a buyback from Husker. Virtus.pro are happy to get the retreat on.
Is that really worth it, though, to trade a buyback on your Huskar just to save the Tide, who could have potentially survived anyway? Check out the replay here. Great job from the 2 cores of VP, Epileptic Kid, and No One, getting into the back lines, immediately taking out the 2 supports. As we discussed, that's what's necessary. They recognized it, and now Huskar's BKB fades, the stun lock comes out, the Ravage not really useful on that high ground because the Stampede was there to counteract. Really, really cool play there from Virtus.pro. Just good target selection. That's what Dota a lot of the time comes down to. You want your strong heroes to kill their weak heroes. It's a lot like watching lions hunting gazelles in the Sahara.
And watch that hunt happen. BKB from No One. He'll TP away in time. Ori initiated on him, but Lina read the situation right. He knew he was going to X-mark back. They forced the BKB once again. But this duration is now down to 6 seconds on the BKB. That immunity is not really there, even though Virtus.pro, like, they're working hard to get themselves into this, but once again, they're getting fought on multiple sides of the map. Solo is dead so quickly. Support will be there now. Resolution, Eurus, they can't keep him controlled enough. Epic and Eurus trying to work together. A quick little stampede. Save will finally die up on the top lane. They pulled back the SD, so at least they can claim something. But 2 supports for 1 support.
Yep.
I suppose when you're this far behind it is sort of worth it.
The later this goes, the more easily VP can play the game. Specifically just because the Ori BKB will get to such a low duration. You'll actually be able to kite him, you stampede away. And now, you know, Huskar's big flaw is that into the super late game, you do fall off because it takes too long for you to deal your damage. And you got the boat buff you can fight under. You have a BKB soon on Rezo. The Ember Spirit is becoming a problem with the BKB. Linken's next. Curious choice. I feel like maybe you would have wanted more damage, but just choosing the survivability option here.
When you actually think about that late game, it's a 17% win probability if we believe Dota. For that chance of Virtus.pro to win.
It's about the same chance as a bash. In fact, it's exactly the same.
Where is...
Just in case you didn't know that.
Where is that? Thanks, Kyle. Thanks. I think I've just, for some reason, blotted out all memes in all history. No one ever knows what 17 means.
I'm surprised you can live with yourself under the circumstances then.
I can't.
Roshan
I'm
is
just
up.
retired now. Roshan's been taken down. Roshan up, Roshan down.
Yep. Leshrac finished Doctorine.
It's so close, but they're not there in time. They blinding light the Huskar, and then, oh, here we go, Tidehunter. He'll blink himself forward. Solo just evaporates, and he's the big factor when it comes to keeping Vici out of the base. Blinding Light as well as Coddle Blast is just not existing anymore. Yeah, remember that one.
And there's no buyback on that hero either. So you know now, as Vici, you can go high ground. There's no threat of potential Ignis Fatuus counter initiation. You can look to get aggressive here. The Octarine, it's so early up on Eurus. It's actually insane. His damage output's nuts. And this draft is just so formidable. You consider the innate survivability of the course. And Ember? Okay.
Enough to clean up the wave. They'll fortify up as well. We get our trio shot. It's not stopping Ori from hitting into the tower. They really need that backdoor protection or something. But it won't exist in time.
Radiant's middle tower has
Now onto the melee racks.
There it is.
Yeah, finally kicking in.
Wave is on the way, however. You've got BKB cheese up on the Lesh. I don't know how you approach this fight if you're VP. There's still a Ravage waiting in the wings.
They wrap around the back. They look for the rear. There already goes your Will-O-Wisp. The Ravage will trigger. It only connects over on the Ember Spirit. He has buyback available. Going to use it very instantly. And here comes your ship to negate that damage. What if you end up getting stolen? Okay, well, it's not going to be... Well, yeah, it's that Demonic Purge. That's pretty good when you hit the Life Strike Array too. The stun combinations just continue on. Ori can stand a little bit stronger. The Torrent will pick him up and they break through the Aegis Immortal. Buyback sticking fast from both teams with the Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains. Trying to slow him up with the Hopstone from Resolution. Maybe they do just have that control. But the cheese! He'll end up being consumed. All the mana comes back as well as the life. That should be the game. It's an ultra kill from Ori. They haven't got him the rest of it, but VG Gaming, they have broken Virtus.pro in this first series, 2-0ing them up.
I should never have doubted the Axe on Huskar. Oh my god. He used it like 7 or 8 times in the last fight. Picks up a triple kill. He's got so much maneuverability within the fight.